gentlemen. My name is Edwin Manase, Regional Director, Protectall Tyre Brands. Protectall Tyre Brands is a road safety initiative that we're introducing into the country of Kenya. It's a product that is manufactured in South Africa with the main aim of reducing the carnage that we experience on our roads in and around Kenya. Today we are going to be demonstrating the usefulness of the Protectall Tyre Brands, and with this we'll be having a demonstration of a bus and a small vehicle. Please feel free to contact us at any time on 0722 85 40 50. Thank you.
Okay, as we know, in Kenya, there's carnage on the roads every day. There are people being killed. And one of the biggest causes of road accidents is what happens when you have a tire burst, when you have a flat tire. It is one of the biggest causes of the accidents. So what do we have today? We have what we call a system is called a tire band. But it's actually not a tire band. But I'll explain why it is now. But it's a very simple system that allows you to control the vehicle when you have a blowout or a deflation. So if you have a blowout, you can drive your vehicle normally. Okay? If you try to drive your vehicle normally when you have a blowout, you won't drive properly. You cannot. And I'll show you today why. The product we're talking about today is that fancy clamp. It's called a tire band, and is made of high-grade aluminium and stainless steel so that it will last longer than the car. In fact, it's lasted 3 of my cars the same set. Okay, so it is very, very strong. It is very, very light. It doesn't affect the balance. It doesn't affect the wheel alignment. But it saves your life. You can pass it around and feel how light it is and what it's made out of. You can bite it if you want to, if you don't believe me. It's very, very strong. So, why do we propose a tire band? Oh, well, that's crazy. You've been driving cars for how many years? You've been driving a vehicle. Yeah? You've never heard of a tire band. Suddenly people bring a tire band and say we have something new. It's not new. Okay? Because in the 1970s, when the British Army went to Ireland to go and fight the IRA, what happened was they drive in their Land Rovers, and the IRA used to shoot their tires out and they couldn't move. So they went back to Britain and they said, how do we solve this problem? We have to be able to drive on a flat tire. So they invented the tire band. Okay? But they made a big mistake because they made it in mild steel. And what happens, they fitted tire bands and they corroded to the rim and you couldn't get them off. So everybody took the tire bands and threw them away. Okay? In 2001 they brought this to us in South Africa and they said, hey, we've got a good idea, but it's not made properly. So we redesigned it in a product that can run with modern vehicles. Okay? And in South Africa we fitted all the police, all the military, all the ambulances, many, many private cars, and now there's a law passed that all new matatus have to have it. And all new buses have to have it because they know it saves lives. So we decided at the beginning of this year, it's now time to bring it to Kenya. Because Kenya is like my second home, it's like my second family, and I don't want the people dying in Kenya. So I found a partner and we brought it to Kenya. Our other partner here, Gabriel, He's from Mombasa, he's famous in Mombasa, and he's our marketing manager. Okay. So what does it actually do? And this is my little toy, and there's only one, so nobody must say, can I have it? Okay?
Except me.
Not you. Let me just get this off here. Okay, so that's a normal rim. That's what a rim looks like. All agree? Now on that rim, every rim now has an indentation. And that is called a well. Okay, that's a well. I don't know why it's called a well, because it's not a well. It's an indentation. But they call it a well. Why do they put that on a rim? Seems crazy. Why not just make the rim flat? The reason why is because modern tires are made of steel. Okay? This is all cable inside and it's covered by rubber. So it cannot stretch. So if you have flat there, how are you going to fit it on the rim? You can't stretch it over. So when you fit a tire, and all the guys will know, those guys particularly, is that you have to fold the tire on. You take one side, you put it in that gap there, you take the other side and you put it on. You inflate it and it pushes against the side. And there's your tire running like this. Okay? Now we're all happy. Perfect, good technology. But when you have a blowout, what happens? The tire goes flat. And it starts moving there. And the one edge of the tire falls inside there and the other edge comes off the rim. Then the rim strikes the road, like that. What happens? No, the first reaction is you fuck your brakes. Flat, you fuck your brakes flat. Now the vehicle is going like this and you're useless. Okay. So the moment the rim touches the road, you lose control. Even with me as a professional driver, I cannot control the vehicle at 80 k's an hour when the rim hits the road. Now you can imagine a bus, 66 people, how many you put in your bus? 66 people or 100? Only 66, huh? Yeah. You got 68 people in the bus and you have a blowout in the front wheel. The whole weight moves to that point. Gone. Matatu. You have a black wheel blowout. You've got 16 people in. What happens? The matatu rolls. The people pop out because they cannot stay inside and they die, sadly. Kenya, there's 6,000 people are killed a year. They say it's accidents. It's not accidents. We are killing those people because we have a system to prevent it and we're not applying it. So, if you now fit a tire band, what you're doing is keeping the tire on the wheel. Because once you put the tire on, we have a system which you'll see shortly. We squash the tire down and fill the wheel. So now what it looks like. There's no more indentation. Okay? No more indentation. So what happens when you have a blowout? The tire can move, but it cannot come off. So there's always tire between the rim and the road. If you have tire rubber between the rim and the road, you can drive normally, and you will see today. You can drive normally. The fastest I've been is 160 kilometers an hour, blow the tire in the corner and drive normally. No brakes, just drive. In a normal car I can then drive for maybe 20-30 kilometers to a place where I'm safe, or it's convenient to change my tire. The tire is obviously finished, but you're safe. Okay? In a big bus or a truck, you control the vehicle, you can go and park it, change the wheel, off you go again. Everybody's safe. Okay? A truck or bus you cannot drive too far because it's too heavy. It will chew the tire. Okay? Matatu stays straight on the road instead of falling over and turning over. So it is a very, very simple system. Again, it's lightweight, so it does not affect the balance of the wheel or the alignment of the wheel. In fact, it doesn't even come into contact with the tire because it's around the rim. So I don't know why they call it a tire bag, because it doesn't touch the tire. Okay? So if you look on this tire here, You can just see here, you can see there's a tire band on. Okay? It's fitted. Right. So what we have is a small machine. We squash this tire down. We can either take it off or put it on, whatever we want to do. Okay. So now what we're going to do with the bus as a starting point, we're going to let him just drive the bus up and down with the tire normal. That wheel on the right hand front has got a tire band on. So you can drive it a few times, then we're going to cut the wheel and deflate it, and then you can drive it a few times and you'll see what happens. Okay? If you don't believe me, we put you on the bus. Okay? And you can drive if you want with everybody else on the bus. Okay? So that's the first exercise. We're waiting now. They're just fitting a car that side. Then we'll come with the car, and then I will drive the car and show you what can be done. Okay, so first let's just look at the bus. The bus, we're not going to be too strong in the driving, because that's not the purpose. The purpose is just to be able to park the bus. Okay, in the car I'll be a bit strong to show you what can be done. Okay, so if you don't mind just stepping one side, they'll drive the bus up and down a few times, and then I'll punch you.
Inakuja na chapa lami. Lakini ukiangalia tairi kuisha inaisha hata inaanza kukatika. Lakini rim yako haiwezi haribika, maana saa zote uko na raba hapa. Uko na nafasi. Raba.
Haijashika rim, haijashika.
Haijaguza chini. Kwa hivyo tairi itakimbia, mwisho itakuja pasuke, iishe, maana tairi lazima itaisha. Lakini wakati wote wewe umeendelea kwenda na rim yako haiwezi anguka chini, haishiki bado. Unaona nafasi bado hivi. Kwa hivyo bado anaweza kwenda round hata zaidi 10 20 aendelee.
utaenda namna hiyo for as long as you want. I mean, with this time you can do 20 kilometers.
20 kilometers. The distance depends on so many things. It depends on the condition of the tire.
Yeah.
It depends on the terrain you're driving in. If you're driving in a smooth road, you'll go far. If you're driving in a rough road, you'll go.
And the tire is good. The tire is okay.
Yeah, the tire depends on the heat of the day. If it's very, very hot, you will not go very far. If it's cool, you will go far. So there are many other factors that will determine the distance. It's not only the land. But one thing that we can guarantee is that this tire cannot come out.
The whole aim is not to drive on a flat tire.
Yeah.
It's to save you.
Now let him drive. Fanya Fanya maneuver.
Utafanya gari ndogo. Hapo kidogo hapo.
Yeah, we're okay. We're in Mombasa. Tuangalie hii. Let it there fast for a while.
It's amazing.
Somebody please drive. Feel free to drive.
They cannot.
Design ni nzuri. Kama nimejaribu nimeona iko sawa tu. Hata mkono mmoja unaweza kuendesha. Hata mkono mmoja unaweza kuendesha na pia hata brake kusimama hafla pia haivuti. Ni kitu ambacho hakina wasiwasi wote.
Bandi ni. Bandi baada ya. Hakuna time ya hizo kabisa. Utakuja mwisho itajisikia brake pake pasike ishi.
Kutoka hiyo.
Hata hapa tukisema tutoe tupatie fundi hoteli wale kung'oa, ang'oa. Na tukajaribu kama unakuja. Haizi ng'oa hii paka hii.
Paka ile claim ile yake.
Sasa at least wakati utasema kama unasikia. Yategemea muda ule
20 kilometers utatembea.
Uweza hata 40. Sasa kwa maana lakini ule muda utakaosafiri unategemea mambo mengi. Kwanza yategemea ile tairi lako likoje. Ni jipya ama ni
Sana mbele ndio unakata jipya.
Ikiwa mpya unaweza enda muda mrefu. Ikiwa nzee utaenda muda mfupi kwa sababu itapasuka haraka. Inategemea pia unapeleka barabara wapi. Kama unapeleka barabara kama hii unaweza kwenda mbali. Lakini kama unapeleka maram, rough road, of course mawe ni mengi na nini tairi itaisha. Pia inategemea ni wakati gani wa siku. Kama ni kuna jua kali, jua huwa inamaliza raba haraka. Heat. Kama kuna jua kali hautaenda mbali sana. Lakini kama ni asubuhi ama usiku unaenda mbali. Lakini sisi hiyo yote the distance we cannot tell you now you go 50 or you go 40 because inategemea ile circumstances. Lakini what you can guarantee is that this tire will never come out. Dawa ni hapa wapi?
Kwa mbele au ni kwa nyuma?
Mbele.
Kwa mbele kwa sababu nyuma ziko tairi mbili. Kwa hivyo na it's very rare.
Ama wajua?
Wazee pa mbele kwa
nyuma.
Tumefurahi bwana.
Huyu ndiye alikuwa
Na ukiendesha wasikiaje kwa steering? Wasikia puncture?
Hata wazee mikono kukanyaga breki kasimama yenyewe. Kasimama.
steering unasikia vile vile.
Yaani hakuna chochote ninakwambia, unaweza kaja kuacha mikono kukanyaga pedal. Kasimama.
Haivuti huko wala huko.
And once you fit it, maybe just for the knowledge, you don't need to do wheel alignment. Because you only brake build on one side. Lakini ukitoa tairi yote ndio utabidi ufanye wheel balancing. Lakini ukifinya upande moja haisumbui balancing na alignment. It doesn't. Alafu hiyo bandi yenyewe it's very light. It's about 300 grams to about 400 grams. So it does not affect
One more driver wants to drive.
Hebu tujaribu.
The last driver will be this lady.
Na ujaribu bwana.